Kiss the stinking ring right now! Kiss it! Mwah.
Zootopia 2 just dropped, and fans are loving it. The animation looks great, the characters are back, and the story feels bigger than ever. But despite all that, the movie isn't as perfect as it seems. Hidden beneath the action, humor, and fast-moving scenes are mistakes most viewers completely miss. Think you caught all of them? Stay tuned to find out.
Could you show me that clip again? Wasn't wearing my glasses.
At the beginning of the movie, we get a recap on what happened in Zootopia 1, and this is where we find our first mistake. At the end of Zootopia 1, Judy injures her leg while running away from Mayor Bellwether. Note that her trousers were torn. The injury is so severe that she can't walk. She says so herself.
I'm not gonna leave you behind. That's not happening. I can't walk.
Nick, therefore, covers up the injury with a red cloth to stop the bleeding. But during the recap, we see Judy kick open a door right after the arrest. She then walks completely normally, and the red cloth is gone. Did her leg magically heal? Or did the show make such an obvious mistake right at the beginning?
Blood, and death.
All right, you know what, you're milking it.
When the gang goes after the patent in the third act, Nick steals a scarf from a polar bear and says this.
Thank you, it's for the snake. He's cold, no fur on him.
But that doesn't actually make sense. Snakes are cold-blooded, meaning they can't generate their own body heat. A scarf doesn't create warmth, it only helps trap heat that's already there. So, for a cold-blooded animal like Gary, the scarf would be completely useless. If anything, he would need an external heat source, not winter clothing. It's a funny moment, but biologically speaking, it doesn't work, making this another mistake that slips by unless you stop and think about it.
Permission to hug.
Another animation mistake appears immediately after Judy and Nick leave the partners' counseling session. In the background, a rat can be seen drinking coconut water from a can. But when you zoom in, there's a problem. No liquid ever comes out of the can. The rat keeps drinking, but the coconut water itself is never animated. For a studio known for extreme attention to detail, forgetting to animate the liquid makes this a noticeable visual oversight.
Okay, unfortunately, Karen has chosen to see Joel's smile as a sign of aggression.
As Judy and Nick leave the police station after the partners' counseling session, 3 chipmunks can be seen walking in the background. When the camera cuts to a different angle just seconds later, those same chipmunks are suddenly much farther away than they should be. Even accounting for their movement, the distance they cover between shots doesn't match the timing of the scene. It's like they teleported in just one instant. It's crazy to see an animation studio as big as Disney make such a massive animation mistake.
Wait, what does the fox say? You suck!
Easy, partner.
And that's not the only inconsistency in the film. During the undercover mission at the gala, Chief Bogo is accidentally bitten by Gary while escaping. The moment the venom hits his system, he collapses almost instantly and loses consciousness. But later in the movie, when Judy is injected with snake venom, the effects are completely different. She's paralyzed, but she remains conscious and alert long enough to continue the scene. Even more confusing, once Judy receives the antivenom, she recovers instantly. Meanwhile, Chief Bogo has to remain hospitalized to recover. That doesn't add up. Bogo is significantly larger than Judy, which means the venom should take longer to affect him, not faster. Judy's smaller size should make the venom far more dangerous to her. Instead, the movie flips the logic, and that makes this a clear mistake.
Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding. Oh, I thought you knew.
There's another mistake that's easy to overlook. After Judy and Nick escape, the news suddenly airs footage of this moment as if it were captured up close. But that raises an obvious question. Who filmed it? The only characters present during that scene are Hogbottom and Truffler. You might assume the footage came from police body cameras, but you would be wrong. When you look closely at their uniforms, there are no visible body cams anywhere. They're only equipped with walkie-talkies used for communication, not recording. With no civilians present and no cameras in sight, there's no realistic way this footage could exist, making this another clear mistake.
This is not your worst idea. Your worst idea is what you did with your ears.
Moving on to the fish market scene. Nibbles pays a seal named Bob with a large fish for transportation to the reptile bar. But if you look closely, you will have one question in mind. where did the fish come from? In the previous frame, we see there was nothing on the pier, so maybe from the swamp? This also doesn't add up because the fish is not even wet, but Bob is dripping wet when he comes out of the water. Nibbles is a magician because this fish came out of nowhere. What an obvious mistake by the creators, hidden in plain sight.
Hey, bub.
Hey, bub.
Hey, bub.
Hey, bub.
Hey, bub. Hey.
Hey, bub. Hey.
Bub, 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 bub.
Bub, 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 bub.
After Gary escapes through the water tunnel, Judy and Nick follow him inside. Since they can't breathe underwater for long, Nick quickly opens a door in the tunnel to let them escape. But this is where another mistake slips through. Based on the direction of the water flow, they clearly exit on the left side of the pipe. However, once they're outside, the very next shot shows the door on the right side instead. The entire orientation flips between cuts with no explanation. It's a classic continuity error that most viewers never notice because the scene moves so fast. But I don't miss anything. Speaking of that same scene, there's another visual mistake that's easy to miss. When Judy and Nick first escape from the water tunnel, they're completely soaked, dripping with water from head to toe. But in the very next shot, something strange happens. They're suddenly bone dry. This doesn't make sense, especially since rabbits and foxes have thick fur. That doesn't dry instantly. It's a small detail, but once you notice it, it's hard to ignore. Let's move on to the third act. This is where we learn that Pawbert has secretly been a villain the entire time. He betrays the team and injects Judy with snake venom, but that immediately raises one major question. Where did the venom come from? At this point in the movie, there isn't a single snake in Zootopia besides Gary, and it's extremely unlikely the venom came from him. How would Pawbert even explain why he needed snake venom in the first place? Gary would have no reason to willingly provide it, especially knowing how dangerous it is. That missing explanation leaves a noticeable gap in the story, making this feel less like a hidden detail and more like a mistake by the creators. We find out that right after they catch Mayor Bellwether, Nick joins the police force. But what about his training? Surely he can't join the police force without any training. You might think he was trained between the first and second Zootopia movie, but that's not true. During the Partners in Crisis scene, we find out that they have been official partners for only 1 week.
Well, we've been official partners for 1 week. Happy anniversary!
And remember, even Judy herself had to go through intense training just to become an officer. So how can the city give Nick a badge without any training? At this point, Nick was still a known con artist. A charming one, sure, but still a criminal. Even if he helped solve the case in the first movie, giving him full police authority with zero training feels incredibly irresponsible, making this seem less like a story choice and more like a mistake. Watch this video to find out hidden adult jokes in Zootopia 2.